I thought people were treated to two elite outside hitters. I mean, that was, a really a lot of kills from each of them, hitting for a really high percentage. Uh, you really, you almost never feel good with there's no lead that's too big enough for against those servers, and it really forces you to just be locked in mentally. Not just our passers, but hitting your approach angles and driving, and when you got opportunities to get in good swings of doing that, because for 6 rotations, they've got servers that are capable of going back here on a 7, 8, 9 point run. And we really limited their runs tonight. There wasn't a lot of long runs, and I thought that was a real credit to our ball control, and I thought Addie did a really nice job setting. We hit for a pretty decent percentage tonight, but like we said down there, I'm not sure we're a great team when we're casual, and I thought we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit in the third set and the start of the fourth, and then we called that early timeout, and they responded, and they've been a team for the second half of the season, is that when we've kind of challenged them with kind of some early timeouts or something, they've come out and really put their foot on the gas, and certainly we were able to do that on the fourth set. And so great win, another big one coming up here on Sunday.
Kelly, I think this is the 6th match that Mimi's had with at least 20 kills. What does it give you guys when she's able to do this, so frequently, having a performance like she had tonight?
Yeah. I mean, she's one of the top players in the country, right? And so when you have somebody like that can take a lot of swings when we're scrambling. I mean, that's what an elite outside hitter does, is when you're scrambling and the defense is set up, can they still score? The other thing that she was doing a good job with tonight is we're finding her a little bit more in the back row. That's been an emphasis of Addie, of being able to develop the back row. Another high hitting percentage for both of our middles. Both of them are hitting at a really, really high percentage. Probably could have found them a little bit more than what we did. But I thought we were putting our hitters in really good positions.
For Carter and Kristen, you face some other big hitters. They're trying to contain Mimi. You've got Hansen there from a blocking, from a defending standpoint. What are you trying to do to keep her from going off more than she did?
I think, and this was a focus with the serve receive as well. Obviously, I'm not a primary passer in the serve receive pattern, but it's good, not perfect. So really with her, it's like she doesn't get blocked a lot, and that's by design. She's really good at hitting high hands, and so I think going in, it was an emphasis of, getting those good touches, trying to slow balls down, and then trusting our backcourt to defend around it and get us back into situations where we can attack back at them.
Yeah, I would just say working back row to front row, good communication, knowing what she's taking on the block, and then setting up our defense around it.
So, Kelly, what did you see out of Una within that fourth set where, what did she do with those 4 kills and what led to those?
Yeah, it's she was mixing up her shots when she's better when she does that. I think most attackers are better when they are using their full repertoire, and she was getting it, taking the ball high. Tonight was, she's the second best statistically. I think the second best passer in the Big Ten, and she gets ace 5 times. I don't think she's been ace 5 times, in a month in her career. let alone a match. And so it was a battle for her tonight to stay with it, and picked up a couple blocks, I think, and really hit. She took some big time swings in system. Addie did a great job, especially in the fourth set, of really keeping her tempo to her, and she took some pretty nice out of system swings as well. And so that's one of the things we've really talked with her. We've talked with a lot of our players. Is if one part of the game is down, it can't. The rest of your game just can't go in the gutter, right? You gotta. If we can help each other out if one part of your game is down, and she got and that's. I think Minnesota, I think aced USC, like 15 times last week. And so they can do that against anybody. And then clearly they did that against one of the best passers in the conference. But she didn't allow the other parts of her game to drop.
Kristen, kind of along those lines, what is it about these Minnesota servers that just make them so difficult on the serve receive side?
Yeah, they're just really aggressive behind the service line, really attacking into space between the passers. But we just had an emphasis on making strong moves and early calls and just kept sticking our passes and just working around that. Obviously, they're going to get their good serves, but just keep fighting behind the passing line. So.
Any other questions?
Kind of for either of you guys, it seemed like Addie kind of really had a nice service run there. I think it was 3 service aces, 2 in that run in that fourth set. Kind of, how did that help you guys maybe kind of secure that momentum in the fourth set?
I mean, yeah, any scoring of points, especially in that way. She had one where the court kind of just really opened up and the ball dropped uncontested. And I think exactly that. It helps build that momentum to finish strong and, close it out really well.
We were pretty balanced in our scoring, all 6 rotations throughout the match. It wasn't just 1 or 2 servers that were going back. That's a pretty equal across the board of how many attempts we had. And when we're applying pressure for 6 rotations behind the service line, that can be really tough. We started varying our planes quite a bit in the fourth set, moving the ball around a lot. Our servers were hitting their spots. I mean, they were hitting their spots, and when they're doing that, then you've got some servers that are confident behind the service line.
For Kelly, kind of about Addie in general, you talk about how excited you've been to see her improve with each match. Kind of, is there one particular area where you're most proud of where she's improved over the last month or so?
Yeah, I mean, all these guys. I mean, Addie, Kristen. It's these are long matches. These are physical matches. You've got to be locked in, and we're learning to do that. I thought Addie had a poor 15 minutes of the match. And boy, the latter part, not just behind the service line, but the balls and the decisions that she was making was like, there you go. And you get really excited when especially when things aren't going well. I kind of jumped on her a little bit, and which is not something I typically do too much in game at a setter. And but she's a pretty tough cookie, and got right back to work and was really delivering some great balls. And that's the grittiness that this team is starting to get. We weren't that gritty of a team earlier in the season, but we're learning to be that right now, and that's what we're going to have to be. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.